Welcome back to another AQ3D video. This one is going to be on scaled gear. Now what I mean by scaled gear is this is going to be specifically focusing on items that are scaled. I've had multiple people asking me what scaled gear they should go for now that a lot of scaled gear have been removed from the game. Now there are some scaled gear still in the game, one of which is probably the best for most levels, and then there's a few other ones that are only good for specific levels. But let's get right into this one. If you enjoy this one, do me a favor and tap that like button, smash subscribe, and hit the notification if you want to stay up to date with all of my content. A lot of my viewers are not subscribers, so I'd really appreciate it if you can tap that subscribe button. I'd also like to give a big shout out to all my Raven Squad members. Because of you, I am able to continue to do what I love to do, which is to support the AE community. I am standing in the pirate cabin. You can access this location by going to Lalosia. Once in this location, you're going to be going up to the very tippity top and then talking to Captain, if I can get up there, there we go, talking to Captain Rhubarb, and at the very bottom you're going to find Pirate Cabin. In this location, you will be then talking to Krabby Patty, get it? From SpongeBob. And in the Siege rewards, in the Pirate Siege gear, you will be finding the Siege Pirate Armor. Now there are multiple pieces of this. There is no weapon. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, there is a weapon. So this is geared towards level 49. The rest of the stuff is all level 49 because I'm level 50, meaning that this is reducing the level by 1. So it's decent gear, definitely not a replacement if you already have better gear. As you can see, the stats are sufficiently far worse than what I am currently using, which I will just briefly demonstrate. So I'm using the Blinding Starlight of Destiny along with the Angler Fish Head, Ancient Paladin stuff, most of which with the Starlight Kimono, and then Ancient Paladin, some Clogra's Waist, and so basically that's what I'm wearing right there. If I put on, I think that is the best that I have right now. Now this is 980, just going to give an example of the attack. So if you're scrolling down, you're going to be finding other gear, but this is all the same stuff. You're going to notice that the stats have not changed. And this is the same for the other gear in the other sections as well. The stats don't change, meaning you don't need to craft anything beyond the Siege Pirate gear because the rest of the stuff is all just the same stuff. It all has the same stats. Now on the plus side, you don't need to have anybody in here in order to run the 3v3 Pirate Siege. Of course, it is much funner when you do have more people playing, but if you are running by yourself, you are able to do that. Now this is something that had changed a few months back because at one point this was just not playable because you needed to have somebody on the other team, otherwise it would just kick you right out of the lobby. Another thing about this location, it is very good, or I mean it's not super good, but it's pretty darn good at giving class XP. Now of course it depends on how strong you are, because you can die very quickly in here if you are very underpowered, which can be unfortunate for those of you who do not have better gear. But what's nice about when you do die, in fact, I'll let them kill me just so that you can see what happens when you die. Keep an eye on their health. Okay, so there we go. I am now dead, and I'm going to respawn. Running back down, you're going to notice that all of the pirates still have the same amount of HP. It doesn't change, so you can die a million times in a row and it's not going to reset their health as long as they're still targeting the ship's deck, which is what they do. So running with a class like the Oracle, and now I don't have any heals, I mean minus my health potions. I'm not running with, I usually run with a cross heal like the Holy Bolt, for example, but I'm not doing that for this particular one because I just wanted to see how much damage I could actually do. Then you're going to be grabbing the Siege tokens, and these are what you're going to be using to help increase your meter right at the very top. You've got this meter, so you'll be interacting with Sarah Watterson in the Supply Your Ship. You're going to find different things here that are going to help. One of the things that really helps, I find, is the Pirate Captain, because he just pummels the other ship's deck. Now, this is assuming that there's no one else there fighting off the other pirates. If there's other people there, then you might want to try a different approach, like hiring more backup pirates. One of the things that I use is the pirate ship cannon and the cannonballs. Your main goal is to destroy the other opponent's ship deck first. As you can see, they are much lower than my deck. This is the blue, which is my deck, and the yellow is currently theirs. Now, if you're on the yellow side, the blue deck would be the opposing. It all depends on what side you're on. But because these enemies are scaled to my level, it does make it rather difficult to take them down. Personally, not for me, because I really do have maxed stats, so it's not much of an issue for me. But for people who don't have the higher end gear, it will definitely be difficult. But this does give me quite a good amount of class XP. When I've run this once already, and this is how much I've gained in just one turn, one time running in here, as well as this time as well, which I'm not even, well, I guess I'm halfway through, because we already did gain 1 mark. And I'm not running any kind of boost either. If I was, then I'd be getting even more XP on top of that. What's cool is you can take down the pirate's health right down, bam, just like that with the ultimate. I really like doing that. I find that really, really satisfying when running with the Oracle. Oh no, now they're targeting my cannon. That's a downside with having those type of things, is the pirate crew will target them. Now, if you're stuck in combat and you can't get away, go to this very corner by the ladder, and that's going to make you leave combat in case you do need to interact with Sarah in between combat. So if you're needing more cannonballs, which you will need, do not buy the cannon unless you have plenty of cannonballs. At least 3 cannonballs before you buy the cannon, because otherwise it will be destroyed before you get to use it again. I'm going to try out the pirate captain token, because those are always fun. So once you've hired something, or once you've purchased the token, you have to interact with the circles up here in order to actually spawn. So you just tap on it, and that will then summon the NPC, which you'll see over there. So now he's going to be attacking their thing as well. Now my thing is the blue right here. Theirs is already lower. Now that I have the captain out there, it's going to go even quicker, but this right here is mine, which means I should get back to defending mine, because I don't want to have it get destroyed. So I basically just need to distract the pirates who are targeting it, and they will then go after me. And in about 2 seconds, we are going to win. There we go. The Crossbones won. And so you get to grab all the tokens. Doesn't really matter. The tokens get reset at the end of the round anyways. So then you get to watch the other thing blow up. The battle is over. Victory is ours. And then you're going to spawn into the island. This is the island. But what's nice about the plundered horde, you'll see it's got 80,000 HP, so this can definitely take a while to take down. But what's nice is if you are running with the Oracle, which I recommend for, especially if you're by yourself, you can use the ultimate on this, which will then shave half of its health down, which does save a lot of time. But you destroy the plundered horde, and then you just grab the loot. You can also find stuff like this, which is also pretty cool. I'll show you what that does, and that is not something you get very common. And then talking to Krabby in the Siege rewards, if you're trying to grab that, you will be needing pirate cloth, leather, metal, and how to get those is by going into the pirate goods, and then you're going to be finding the required material here, but you're going to need the plundered goods. So you're going to need to run that enough times to get what you need out of it. The dies are here, which if you want to purchase any of the other things, you will be needing some of these dies, which do require daily boss trophies. But if you're just going for the stats of the base one, you won't be needing any of the dies, fortunately. If you did collect, and also if you wanted to kind of cheat through it, you could also get some plundered goods, 250. This is a daily that you can do by getting the black market goods. However, that you only get by purchasing dragon crystals. So this is one way you can do it. If you just want to cheat and you don't have to want to do all the work that I just showed, having to run that, and you have extra dragon crystals, you can literally just buy the scaled stats and there you go, because you're going to be needing a certain amount of this to get all the ones that you need, which is going to take some work to do. And for the plundered horde thing, you're not going to see this. If you don't have the plundered horde token in your inventory, you will not see this quest. But this is the plundered horde requirement thing, and then this is what you get from it. Now, as again, you don't always get the plundered horde thing, but if you do, you are going to have a nice bonus of obtaining those, which will then make it a little bit quicker at obtaining the items you want to get. The next armor I'd like to mention is the Wasteland armor. Now, there's a set of this, the Wasteland armor set, but there are issues with this, and I don't recommend farming it for two reasons. One of which, this only scales up to level 40. So if you are level 40 and you get a drop, you're going to get level 39 gear. But if you are above level 40, let's say level 45, you're still only going to get level 39 gear. At level 50, I went and farmed for it, and I got the Wasteland armor at level 39, meaning this is as high as it's going to get for me. So this is not the best option. Another option I wanted to mention was the Iron Pumpkin armor set. This is also scaled, and this is level 48, meaning that it is scaled 2 times lower than where I'm at. So this is 2 levels lower than what your level is, meaning if you're level 40, you're going to be getting level 38 gear and so on and so forth. This is also not something I would recommend farming for 2 reasons. You get the Iron Pumpkin stuff from the Masquerade. Now, the Masquerade itself is a scaled zone in the side stories. You can go right there. I personally love this map, but in order to get the Iron Pumpkin gear, you need to be able to do your daily, which I already did, but it's to summon the Masked Macabre, and upon doing so, you then summon this big monster, which will then spawn down there, and then you can go ahead and kill it, but it doesn't spawn very often. It spawns very, very rarely because very few people do their dailies. So it's not really easy to farm, which is also, again, why I recommend the pirate gear. For those of you who are very low leveled, I do want to mention the just in case character. You'll find him in some of the story areas, and you're going to find his gear is designed for the areas in mind. Like this area is a level 3 area, so you'll be finding level 3 gear on this character, but each other area up until Lolosia has this as well. So that was in Greengard, and then in Heartwood, you'll find him right there with some Heartwood gear, which is all level 4 stuff. And then in Livingstone Caverns, you're going to find him with even more. This is level 8. And then in Doomwood Forest, I think this is level 10. Oh, level 9. So he's got a bunch of level 9 stuff. In Bone Cliffs, I believe this is level 10 gear. Level 12 gear. In Ashfall Camp, you're going to find the guy's level 14. He's got the level 14 gear. And then the last place is in the Lolosia. And I think this is level 16. Was it? Or yes, level 16 gear in Lolosia, which is as high as it goes. But if you're above level 16 and you don't really know where there's some gear available, or you're just looking for another option for stats, hopefully this video helped you guys out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.